Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we are going to be going over the OKC preseason games that got announced over the weekend, so we'll dive into those and what that looks like. Also got released some important dates for the next season, including opening night when OKC will be playing and putting up their championship banner. It is also Chet Holmgren Day in OKC, so we'll give Chet his own segment, and then we'll talk about a trade rumor possibility at the end of it. But first, we'll get into the OKC preseason games that got announced this weekend. That the Thunder will be having 6 preseason games starting at the beginning of October and going through until we get to opening night. It first starts on October 5th when the Thunder will be taking on the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte, and that game will be an away game. And then the Thunder will then, in fact, October 7th, they will be playing the Mavericks in Fort Worth. And then their first game at the Paycom in the NBA preseason is on October 9th against the Charlotte Hornets again. So we'll get the Hornets twice in preseason play. On October 11th, we will be seeing that NBA Finals rematch of the Pacers and Thunder in preseason. And then to wrap it up, our final away game will be in Milwaukee against the Bucks. And then we will wrap up preseason play back home on October 17th against the Nuggets, which kind of just transitions us into opening night just a few days later, which we'll talk about. But preseason-wise, we have a bunch of different teams that we'll be able to look at, including teams that will be, in fact, teams that will cause us problems throughout the season, including the Mavericks and Nuggets. Obviously, we know, and we've talked about the Nuggets a lot on this channel because of the past with them and now what the Nuggets have done in this offseason to compete against the Thunder at the highest level. And then obviously you have the Mavericks, who were involved in one of the biggest trades ever. They got the first overall pick in Cooper Flag. We'll be seeing most likely him with AD, not Kyrie, in the preseason or not, but we'll be seeing those teams. So, I mean, a bunch of different things to look forward to. It's going to come quicker than we can think. I mean, we're already in the last week of July, so we have about just over 2 months or so until we're already talking back into preseason games. So this off-season stuff will be going by a lot, so we'll try to keep up with it and keep you guys up to date on everything preseason and upcoming season. But some important keys and dates to kind of listen or look forward to is October 21st is opening night for the NBA, and the Thunder will in fact be playing there because they obviously won the championship, so they will get their banner raised to the rafters, and we still don't know who they will be playing. You could take a couple different guesses. I mean, you would think the Pacers, if Tyrese didn't get hurt, might want to do a finals rematch, but I could also see them going Nuggets route. They could go the Timberwolves route if they wanted to get a team with some history against the Thunder. We could do Rockets. You could do Clippers for obvious reasons. You could even really, if you wanted to, do like a Spurs or a Mavericks just because of all the different things. Or you could even go a Cavs or a Knicks to get an Eastern Conference team, just trying to get that hype of a possible NBA Finals preview. But still don't know who the Thunder will be playing on October 21st, but we do know that the Thunder will be playing, then it will be at home. I'm going to do my best to be at that game and hopefully be able to see the banner being raised to the rafters and our first championship banner being raised there. So just kind of keep your eyes out on that. Opening night for the Thunder will be October 21st. Some other important dates to kind of look at: on October 31st, the NBA Cup pool play will start. Obviously, the Thunder were in the championship last year for the NBA Cup, but eventually lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in the championship game. The NBA All-Star Weekend will be February 13th through February 15th in Los Angeles, so all the All-Star festivities will be in LA this year. But those are just kind of the dates that we know, including opening night, NBA Cup. Christmas stuff still hasn't been announced yet, but I would hope the Thunder would be on Christmas this upcoming season. Obviously, I don't know if you guys remember, Thunder got screwed out of an Christmas Day game this past year, and now we've won the championship, so it's pretty much set in stone that we will have a Christmas Day game, which will be so exciting to see because I believe the Thunder haven't had an NBA Christmas game since, I want to say it was 2016. It might have been 2017 or 2018, but I feel pretty confident that it would be almost a decade since the Thunder have had an NBA Christmas game. I'm not sure who it might be. It could be a Timberwolves matchup, a Nuggets matchup, or Rockets. Somebody most likely in the West, the Spurs maybe to get a Chet Wemby kind of hype up match on Christmas Day. So look forward to that. So you guys can look forward to the Thunder most definitely be playing on Christmas Day this year, which is amazing because you know that if your team's playing on Christmas, that they're one of the better teams in the league, or they're just one of those teams that are big market. So if you're a big market fan, you know. But for teams like us and OKC, being able to be on Christmas games, knowing that we actually earned it, is going to be fun to watch from a fan perspective. But also today is Chet Holmgren Day in OKC. We're coming down on these tomorrow and Wednesday will be our final days for J-Dub and Shea. But for today, it is Chet Holmgren Day in OKC. Obviously, Chet's been in the news a lot for OKC reasons and just national reasons because of the big contract extension that Sam Presti and the Thunder gave him, that gave him a 5-year, $250 million contract, pretty much earning $50 million a year. And it brought up a bunch of stuff about if Chet is actually worth it because he hasn't turned out to what people thought he was going to be. But for people in around OKC that actually knew what he was going to turn out to be, he's been about everything we could ask for. He's been an all-world defender, been probably second best, one of the top 3 shot blockers in the league since he's been in there. And it's just his offensive game that needs to grow. He's without a doubt one of the best lob catchers, and he can finish the lob with ease. But being able to stretch the floor, shoot the three just a little bit well, he's been under the 35%, around the 35% range for three. So if we can get that up to even around around the 38%, 39% range, that's going to make him even more deadly from on the offensive side, and just makes it where the Thunder just stretch out the floor even more, and it just allows Shea to get in their attack and just do whatever the Thunder want. And I mean, for Chet, I mean, he's a guy who I can legitimately think at his ceiling can average 20 and 10 in his sleep like it's nothing, and I hope we're able to see that. But I think now we're at the point where J-Dub's kind of hopped him as that second option for the team because Chet's so elite on the defensive side. He's been more that defensive anchor than the offensive guy that the Thunder have looked for, which is fine because when you're able to get 30 plus from Shea, 25 from J-Dub, and you're getting contributions all across the team from guys like Lou Dort, Wallace, Caruso, Hartenstein will on an occasion drop however many a night. You might catch Isaiah Joe on a night, Aaron Wiggins on a night. So Chet doesn't necessarily have to be the guy that goes out there and scores 30 a night and be the unicorn that people think he is, but he's still going to go out there and give you, I think, at least in his prime or at least his peak, he's going to give you a high-quality 18 to 20 points, around the 10 to 12 rebound range, and he's going to average 3 blocks, no doubt. And I think this upcoming season, if he stays healthy throughout the whole season, he can easily get to that 2.5, 3 block per game mark, because before he got injured, he was averaging 3.2 blocks before he went down with that injury that set him out for most of the season. So just don't be surprised when Chet goes out there this upcoming season and gets off to that hot start, because people tend to forget before he got injured that he had a couple games that he was dropping over 20 plus, and we were like, oh, Chet's going to turn into that number 2 option and be that number 2 pick that we thought on the offensive side. But obviously when he got back, it was so late into the season. We were more focused on making sure his defense is at a high quality level and his offensive game grow into it. But all love from Chet. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that contract extension. If you guys if you think the $50 million is too much for Chet just because of his offensive numbers, or do you think that in general with his defense and his offense that the $50 million, at least in this day and age and how teams are having to be built, that we got lucky with the $50 million? But I'm interested to hear what you guys think down below. And then we're into our trade rumor segment. Some interesting news has been dropped about some players OKC is always going to be linked to because OKC has probably one of the two teams with the most assets in the league, probably outside of San Antonio, with young players and picks and all that. And a guy whose name who's been thrown around this weekend is PJ Washington. Obviously, we know PJ from being the Thunder killer in two seasons ago in that second round. Whenever we were shutting down Kyrie and Luka and forcing other guys to shoot the shots like we weren't wanting to, PJ Washington had an all-time series, and that to this day has still been his best shooting season or series, and it's not close. He hasn't shot that well since that series. I mean, it's just unreal to think about. He shot over 40% from three, over 50% from the field, and for the Thunder, and looking at getting PJ Washington, he's one of those guys. Obviously, we know he can shoot the three ball, which is what the Thunder's biggest weakness at this point is, the three ball. And he has the good length that you want. The Thunder are so big and play such high quality defense, and their long arms causes so many steals. PJ Washington fits right into that mold, and he's a long, lengthy forward. Obviously, that's what the Thunder are looking for because you have so many guards, so you're looking for some bigger bodies, and PJ fits that. And a trade that could, what a trade might look like for the Thunder to acquire PJ Washington might include guys like Isaiah Joe, Ousmane Dieng. You could see maybe an AJ Mitchell or Topic thrown in there for a guy like Washington. Washington is just going to be one of those guys who I think could fit right into where Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe's minutes were, where he is able to shoot that three and really space out the floor and run with the bench unit like that and still provide high-quality defense and just high-quality minutes in general. He was able to guard some Thunder players pretty well in that series, and not only that, but just be able to shoot crazy. So, I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that. Do you think PJ Washington is a guy that you would be interested in, or do you think you just kind of want to steer away from him, let the Thunder just continue to build their team chemistry, But let me know down below what you guys think, and that should be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit subscribe down below, hit the like so more people are able to see this and we're able to share this Thunder content with everybody. But I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace.